This mindset shift made me 10K a month. Now guys, over 12 months ago, I used to work a 9-to-5 job back in the UK. I used to work 12 hours a day, I used to work about 40 hours a week, and I used to make around 2 grand a month. And I used to work so hard, I used to put in so many hours, I used to struggle, I used to stress, I used to travel to work early in the morning just to come home with £2,500 a month. Now, if we fast forward over 12 months later, I make 6 figures a year just because of this one mindset shift, which I'm going to explain to you in this video. So one of the things I realized, right, when I was working my 9-to-5 job, and I look back now, obviously now that I'm making 6 figures a year on my online business, is that the reason why I was struggling over 12 months ago is firstly because of my mindset, secondly because of my beliefs, and thirdly because of my knowledge. Back then I was taking action. I was working on my online business, right? I was working really hard on my online business. I remember I used to come home from work on my online business, sleep for like 2 hours, then wake up again to the next day and go for my 12-hour shift. And I used to do this repeatedly, weeks on weeks, until I realized that I'm just working way too hard and I'm not working smart enough. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe in the saying, work smart, not hard. You should be working smart and working hard. For example, if you find a way to make $1,000 in 1 hour, then work 12 hours so you can make $12,000. But back then I was just working hard. I was working on online businesses. I wasn't really understanding what I was doing, and I was just trying to find a way to make money online so I didn't have to work my job anymore. Now that I look back 12 months later and I've understood that I was working hard, yes, I had the work ethic. I was probably putting it in the wrong business model at the time. I failed a lot of businesses as well around that time, which obviously has given me the necessary experience, and I've learned a lot from that as well. But all it was just a simple mindset shift, which had I known then would have completely changed my life straight away. And a lot of you guys are probably in this same situation, right? Where you've got big dreams, you've got big aspirations to make a lot of money online. But the reason why you don't is because of your mindset. And not just your mindset, right? Because I know people that have the mindset like, yeah, I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna put in the effort, I wanna be successful, I've got big ambitions. A lot of people do have that, but it's the mindset shift which is really important. Because when you're working a 9-to-5 job, you've got this 9-to-5 mindset. And I say this to people that work a 9-to-5 job because they're not aware of it. Because I wasn't aware of it at the time. When you're working a 9-to-5 job, you've got this 9-to-5 mindset where you expect a certain amount of money every single month. You expect to work the same amount of hours every single month. It's a very weird mindset, right? Compared to when you go into business, business is up and down, right? Some months will be low, but some months can be significantly high as well. And some people, when they jump straight into business after quitting the 9-to-5 job, they're not aware of this. Even though it sounds quite simple, and even though on paper it sounds quite simple, but when you're actually doing it, it completely shifts your mindset. Now, I'm not saying quit your 9-to-5 job and go full in on a business and just put all your effort in that. I wouldn't recommend that, even though I did that myself, where I just quit my 9-to-5 job back in the UK, moved to Dubai, and then just set up my own online business, which now makes me over 6 figures a year. But this is what I'm trying to say. It's the mindset shift that makes a very big difference in your life. For example, right, when I was working at my 9-to-5 job back in the UK, I managed to make my first £1,000 online. I remember speaking about it to a colleague of mine, and he asked me, oh, how much did you make this month online? And I was like, oh, I just made about £1,000. And he was just like, flipping heck, that's a lot. Like, flipping hell, you made a lot of money. To a 9-to-5er, just make an extra grand online in a month is crazy to them, right? It blows their mind. To a certain extent, it blew my mind because that was the first time I made a grand online. But now that I look at it, when I look back at that, I think, wow, only a grand. Now I'm obviously making over 10,000 a month, but back then I made a grand in a month and I got really excited. And this is the thing, this is a mindset shift, because now if I only make a grand in a month, I'm just like, what the hell? That's really bad. Because even now, the way I look at money has changed. Back then, £1,000 or £2,000 was a lot of money to me. But now when I look at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, £10,000, when you look at it into perspective from, you know, last year, it's a massive difference. And that's because of this mindset shift that I've got now, that if I need to make 5, 6K quickly or in a quick way, I can actually do so. Whereas back then, I mean, I would make 5 grand working, what, 2.5 months. And now if I wanted to make 5 grand, I could really and truly do it within only a few days. This is what I'm trying to say. It's a mindset shift that really takes place. Because had I known the business model that I'm doing right now back then, 100% I'd be so much further in life right now. And that's why in this video, I'm going to reveal the business model that's working for me, working for my clients, and it's definitely going to work for you too. So the business model that I'm talking about is starting your own coaching program. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I run my own 6-figure coaching program where I help 9-to-5ers or any beginners really make 10K a month within 3 months of working with me. Now, by the way, if you do want any help with this, setting up your own coaching program and basically scaling to 10K a month, well, you can either DM me on Instagram or click the link in the description and book in a call with me. And what we'll do is we'll jump on a call and I'll see how I can help you. So essentially, the business model we're talking about is a coaching program. So how do you guys set up your coaching program? How, if you wanted to start this business model today, how can you actually set up your own coaching program? Well, firstly, you need to find a skill or identify a skill that you're good at. Now, you need to pick a niche, okay? So I'll give you some examples, right? There's a woman that's teaching people how to knit here in Dubai. She makes around $20,000 a month. I'm working with a client that's teaching people how to invest their money with crypto. I'm also working with another client that's teaching people how to do strength training. I'm working with another client that's teaching parents how to deal with special needs children. Another client that's teaching mindset to entrepreneurs. And literally so many different clients I've worked with who have different niches and different skill sets. And this is why I believe a lot of you guys could do exactly the same thing. So you just need to find a skill that you're good at. You don't necessarily need to be an expert at the skill. You don't need to be a full 10 out of 10 expert. You literally just need to be good at the skill. So even if you're a 5 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10, you can teach people that maybe a 2 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10. Now, once you've identified your skill, you need to do the pricing aspect for it. So you need to charge high ticket. Now, a high ticket price is anything over $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And then you charge it for your program, which would either be a 3-month, 4-month, or even a 6-month program. Obviously, that depends on your deliverables and how you can actually transfer that skill or knowledge within a certain period of time. Once you've understood all of that, you've got your pricing, you've got your deliverables, you've got your niche. You then need to create a YouTube channel and make videos just like I'm making right now. The best thing that works for this is raw videos, where you just talk about your niche, you talk about your skill, and you provide value on a YouTube video. You then include CTAs. CTA is a call to action. For example, I'll give you guys my CTA. So if you need any help with this, starting up your own coaching program and making 10K within 3 months, well, you can either DM me on Instagram or click the link in the description to book in a call with me. So that is my CTA, and that is my call to action for anyone that wants help with this. They can just book in a call with me. Once you do that and you make videos consistently, what you will see is that people will start booking in a call with you. Now, you don't need crazy views for this. If you guys look at my channel, I barely hit over 200, 300 views. Yet I'm able to make 6 figures a year from my YouTube channel alone. I don't pay for any ads. All my clients come through organically. And to be honest, I wouldn't want it any other way, because organic content is the best way for you to actually get clients that are serious. And you get the best type of clients as well through organic. Because when they watch your YouTube videos, they know, like, and trust you. And because they watch more and more of your videos, they kind of get to know you. And that's when they decide, you know what, let me give it a go and book in a call with this person. Now, once you've got a few booked calls, what you then do is take those booked calls. You ask questions where you qualify the customer, qualify to make sure they're right for your program, ask them questions about their situation or anything related to your niche, go through a presentation talking about your program, a bit more information about you, and then finally you handle any objections. And once the customer is happy, you then take payment on that call. So for example, let's say you charge $5,000. Well, you only need one client to make $5,000 a month. And if you get your deliverables right, you'll work less than 12 hours over 3 months just for $5,000. So you can already see how easy it is to make money from this business model. And honestly, it shifts your mindset, because you're like, okay, cool, if I'm charging $5,000 and I just get one client, I'll make over 2 times what I'm making currently a month. And most of you are working like 40 hours a week, where you can literally work 1 hour a week for 3 months and make $5,000. And for example, let's say you get 10 clients, well, you'll only be working 10 hours a week for 3 months and make 50 grand. A lot of you guys don't even make that in a year. So you can already see how easy it is to make some substantial amount of money from this business model. And all it takes is a simple mindset shift to understand that you're trading in your time for money at the moment. And to be honest, in the world of a 9 to 5, it's a really bad thing, because there's only so much hours you have in a day. And if you see the time value to how much you're getting paid, it's obviously not worth it. Why not set your own prices? Why not set your own hours? Why not actually charge what you're worth? Because you can charge $5,000 for, let's say, 12 hours of your time across 3 months, which is like 4 hours a month. So this is the mindset shift that you guys really need to understand, because it's not actually hard to make money online. It's really, really easy. But firstly, you've got to choose the right vehicle, which in this case would be a coaching program. Because I've tried different business models. I've tried drop shipping, affiliate marketing, making money through YouTube sponsorships as well. Now, don't get me wrong, all of those are great ways to make money online, but they're not beginner friendly. And to be honest, a lot of them will take you years and years to actually make some good money from it. Whereas if you start your own coaching program, you can start seeing good money straight away. For example, one of my clients booked 5 booked calls within 3 weeks of working with me. And those booked calls equal to around $20,000. So it just shows how much money is out there for you guys that you just don't know about. So honestly, guys, change your mindset. Have a big, massive shift in your mindset that you shouldn't be trading in your time for the money that you're making at the moment. Think about actually quitting your 9 to 5 job and doing a business full time, because honestly, guys, you can make some serious money. And not only that, you can live life on your own terms.